All right, everyone, let's dive into Chapter 106 of Bibliomancers. Today, we are breaking down an absolute masterclass in psychological warfare. We're going to look at how you kickstart a full-blown revolution when the battlefield is literally inside your own head. So, the chapter starts with just a total gut punch. Our main character, Jock, she's rushing back to the mansion, trying to catch that portal home, and she's too late. It's gone. She and a couple of her friends are now completely 100% trapped in this place they call literal heaven. And this, right here, is where the real fight begins. See, in literal heaven, the prison isn't made of bricks and bars. It's made of rewritten neurology. Their captors have actually gone into their brains and surgically removed a basic human ability, which makes the whole idea of defiance, well, almost impossible to even think about. Okay, so picture this. Jock gets back to the mansion and finds Frida and Groucho totally panicking. The portal home came and went, but yeah, not everyone got through. The cat, Nixie, actually jumped back through at the last second, which means now 4 of them are stranded. So the crew that's stuck is Jock, her friend Frida, Nixie the cat, and Groucho the talking chimp. And Groucho's situation is just the most tragic, you know? He was out. He was home free. But his loyalty to the cat dragged him right back into this gilded cage that he absolutely despises. But even in this moment of total despair, something clicks, a little spark. On the car ride back, Jock has this huge realization. Their captors, they took away their ability to lie, sure, but they couldn't take away their ability to think. And she just says it. My brain, my rules. And that right there, that's the seed for the entire rebellion. So, how do you even start a revolution when you're physically forced to tell the truth all the time? Well, you start by taking back the most fundamental tool of defiance there is, the ability to say something that just isn't true. Jack lays out the first step of their insane plan. They have to literally relearn how to lie. It's their only possible defense if their handler, this being called Angel, starts asking some really awkward questions. You know, like, hey, are you guys trying to burn heaven to the ground? And what follows is basically a training montage for the mind. They start super small, just trying to say a fake name. And at first, they can't even get the words out. But pretty soon, Jack isn't just saying her name is Jill. She's claiming she's a goat herder who makes cheese and is, in fact, the actual god of literal heaven. Some of them pick it up way faster than others. Frida, for example, she masters lying again in just 20 minutes. And she explains that her entire career as a model was pretty much years and years of training in, let's call it, strategic dishonesty. So now, with their minds rearmed, they are ready to move on to the next phase. Okay, so with their minds reclaimed, they switch from playing defense to going on offense. The goal isn't just to survive anymore. It's to tear down the whole system from the inside. Jack's strategy is so simple, but it is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so the people in literal heaven are forced to do nothing but pray, all day, every day. So Jack decides, you know what, we're going to give them something better to do. And they're going to use so-called prayer journals as a Trojan horse to introduce something way more fun. Games. And the execution is just chef's kiss. They con Angel into giving them supplies, they draw game boards inside the journals, and then they set up shop right on the main church steps, literally blocking the entrance. Frida gets all dressed up to draw a crowd, and Groucho acts as this trash-talking announcer, getting people interested. And the combo is just irresistible. Like Jack says, playing chess with a beautiful model and a talking chimp is way better than praying. And this is where you really see how a tiny act of defiance can just snowball into this massive cultural shift. The plan doesn't just work, oh no, it works better than they could have possibly dreamed. This idea spreads like wildfire. Pretty soon, people are ripping pages out of their own prayer books to make their own game boards. The rebellion goes viral, popping up at churches they've never even been to. And it evolves. Soon it's not just chess, it's Monopoly, it's Risk, it's even a tabletop RPG with dice made out of little stones. They have successfully replaced piety with play. But games? Games were only the start. Once people got a taste of entertainment, a taste of having their own choice, the revolution of the mind just exploded into this full-blown creative renaissance. So this is where the whole plan just escalates like crazy. The movement grows from simple games to storytelling, then to actual theater, and it all culminates in a direct, unmistakable act of revolution. First, people start telling stories. Then, rival theater troupes actually start popping up, putting on improvised plays of everything from Star Wars to Ghostbusters. Finally, Jack, Frida, and Groucho stage their own play. And this one has a very clear, very radical message. It's time to overthrow the evil god, get your organs back, and start a democracy. And the crowd just goes wild. They are literally cheering for their own liberation. The line between what's a performance and what's real is just totally blurring. Art has become a literal call to arms, inspiring the audience right then and there to fight for their own freedom. But then, in the heat of the moment, with the crowd already on a complete knife's edge, one of the actors decides to improvise. He takes it one step too far. He taps into all that simmering rage in the audience, and he just pours gasoline all over it. So he's cackling at the audience, right? This actor playing the villain. And he boasts that he has personally eaten their stolen organs and that they were delicious. And for a population that has had everything taken from them, this is the final brutal straw. That's it. The dam just breaks. The fictional rebellion explodes into a very, very real riot. The crowd surges forward to attack the actor. His friends try to defend him, but the mob's anger is just redirected, and they start tearing the church itself apart. And right in the middle of this beautiful, terrifying chaos that they created, their handler, Angel, appears. Their time is up, and the chapter ends on that insane cliffhanger, leaving us all wondering, was this a successful revolution, or did they just sign their own death warrant?